All right, and we're back. So, last time in the world of Soma, our intrepid heroes were locked in combat outside the walls of Fort Cardatus, an important stronghold in the region known as the Hinterlands. They have loud animals. They have just seen the tragic death of General Gear, one of our hero's own childhood mentors, former general of the Carnian Royal Army. He was cast down from the top of the walls after a heroic battle with General Wilhelm, his longtime rival. The two were locked in horrible struggle, but using the power of Tiamat, the world dragon, this extra dimensional deity, General Wilhelm was able to defeat Gear and crush him on the dusty road below. He leaped down, summoning some kind of darkness creatures out of the dancing extra dimensional smoke all around you, and you all engaged him in battle. You can see that this extra dimensional energy is transforming him, giving him draconic features that bleed black smoke and fire. You thought you had managed to overcome him when Alex delivered what should have been a death blow, but instead, as he fell to the ground, the warped and transformed general began to cackle in a chorus of voices, the voices of dozens of slightly different Wilhelms. And so we pick up, still in the midst of combat, as Wilhelm is going to activate his mythic property, the Shadow of the World Dragon. So, I'm going to take us to the top of the initiative. So, we still have some shadow creatures on the table here. The first one is going to see... Oh, nope, that one's dead. So the number 2 shadow creature is going to take a swing at Brick. Only a 17. Number 3 shadow creature is going to take a swing at other Alex with advantage because he's got flanking. Ouch. Other Alex is going to be in trouble. And his health is gone? That's unfortunate. We're going to arbitrarily start him at about a third of his health because he was struggling. So this creature of shadow comes up behind him and lashes out with this shadowy blade. Landing a crit, which is going to hurt like crap.
I forgot. I'm not paying attention. Did I use my reaction or throw a warder's maneuver to, stop the crit?
So nobody has moved. Let me look at all of your different crazy things you can do.
But no, I'm not in sentinel stance. I just know, I think warder maneuver. Best I got.
So with Sentinel, you're going to get to make an attack against this creature after it makes the attack, but it's not going to stop the attack.
Gotcha.
Oof. That could have been worse. Oh, no, it's because the math was wrong.
It was worse.
Yep.
Mhm.
Does anybody have temporary hit points right now?
I think so.
No.
Oh, I have 13.
Okay,
I
so that was
can't. I
probably the
either forgot
last
to mark it
number.
down or I can't remember.
So 13. This is 32 points of damage, which would be enough
Jeez.
to knock him out. But he is in Twilight Sanctuary, so he is going to have those temp HP. It's going to reduce it to 19 damage. He is still pretty hurt. All right. Shadow creatures have gone on initiative count 20. Nothing happens. It is Wilhelm's turn. Wilhelm is going to stand up from prone. That clears. Everything recharges. All right. So Wilhelm was sort of skewered backwards on the ground with Alex's pole arm still in him. But you all see him suddenly like wrench himself up to his feet. There is now so much of this black fire and smoke pouring off of him. It's actually so much that you're starting to see it form into a silhouette behind him. A huge, subtly wrong silhouette of a dragon. Something about the proportions, something about the way it is constituted is unsettling. But you can't see the substance of it. Instead, it's like a window into a swirling cosmos. But it is distinctly in the shape of a dragon, and it is looming up behind Wilhelm. He is going to use his Breath of the World Dragon, and he is going to drop it in a line, and is going to try and hit... I think he's going to go after Tiny and other Alex. So I'm going to need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw. He takes a huge breath, and you see all this fire sort of suck into him. And it seems like it's gathering in his chest. Oof. Well, that's not great for Tiny.
Welcome back.
Do you have any luck points left? You have 1 luck point left if you want to re-roll that.
Yes, please.
Oh, and I don't know why I'm sitting here waiting for other Alex to roll. Oh,
That's so much better.
yikes. I don't know why I was sitting here like other Alex was going to roll for himself. He got a nat 20, so that's neat. Woof. 33 points of necrotic damage. Other Alex is going to take it. Oh, jeez. Other Alex takes half of that, but it is enough. You see these radiant feathers that had been coming out of his back since he picked up Gear's relic go dim. And he falls to the ground. The good news, though, that was Wilhelm's turn. Jack, you're up.
Am I still invisible and hasted?
Oh, that's a good question. So, Tiny, you're going to need to make what's called a concentration check. This is a Constitution saving throw, and it is equal to either 10 or half the damage you took rounded down. If you fail this save, you lose your spell. So in this case, Jack will become visible. That was actually enough.
Where
That's
was that
awesome.
roll last time?
Well, you keep your spell up. So, Jack, you are still hasted and invisible until Asmir or Tiny goes down.
Sweet. Um. Um. Yeah, I don't need to move really. Um. I'm just going to attack. Uh. What's his name? Wilhelm?
Yep.
I'm going to attack him a bunch. All with advantage. A 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
And I will sneak attack. So 6 regular damage and 16 sneak attack damage.
What in the world did I do here?
Then a bonus action attack to do, if a 22 hit, then a 24 will.
Yep.
9 regular damage added onto that.
So was that 31 total?
Uh, 9 and 16 is 25. And then another 6 would be, 31 total so far.
All right.
And then I'll use my haste action to attack him again. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Sad day. But yeah. With that, I'm gonna back up a little bit to the edge of this circle. Just enough to spread us out as much as possible.
So at the end of your turn, Wilhelm is going to use Command Ally, and is going to have one of his shadows take a shot at Tiny. And it's going to miss, unfortunately.
We have different definitions of unfortunately.
All right. Alex, you're up.
Let's do this. I'm going to give other Alex a potion of greater healing.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
16.
All right, 16 gets him back up. Well, stops him from dying. He's not back on his feet yet.
And was that action?
That was an action.
Yeah. So then, as bonus action, I think I might second wind to get some HP back before I die.
Not a bad idea. All right. It is Brick's turn. Let's see how Bricky Boy is doing. Hurt, but not. Could be worse. Could be worse. Man. Brick has been sucking down his healing potions. But I think as a bonus action, he's going to go ahead and take another. Gain 16 HP. So that was his bonus action. As an attack action, I don't know. What do y'all think? Would he get that shadow off of his back or go for Wilhelm?
He would do both. Depends on how much the shadows hurt him. He'd probably just try to kill the shadow out of anger. But also, he would love the opportunity to just well up on Wilhelm.
Well, he does 9 points of fire damage to the shadow, commanding Ares to go and take a bite out of it. Thank goodness for his crazy attack roll. He drops the shadow next to him. All right, that was action and bonus action. Brick is going to move down a little bit to stay in Tiny's aura. Oh, whoops, I totally forgot. Alex, I guess you get a free pass this turn. Oh, is Harry commenting on his own?
No.
Nope. All right. Brick is also going to make a Constitution saving throw against Wilhelm's Shadow of the World Dragon.
I thought he started outside the ring.
Oh, that's a good point. You're right. He was just barely outside.
What does being in this ring, the ring around Tiny, indicate?
That
10
is,
HP?
yeah, that's Twilight Sanctuary.
How much do I get for ending my turn in it?
I think the last round was 13.
Ooh, I have 13 10 hit points now.
Speaking of, it's Tiny's turn.
I guess I'll attack this shadow dude number 3 that's right in front of me with melee attack.
You have advantage because other Alex is technically up.
Oh, whoops. Yep.
Hey, I know how to do that now.
Nice. That will hit. Oh, and already did your Divine Strike damage. Nice. You tear almost the entirety of it away. It has 1 hit point left.
Is spiritual weapon not a concentration spell?
It is not, which is sort of crazy.
I love that. Can I cast that in between number 3 and my dude?
Yeah, you already had it up, so you just
Oh, I did. Okay.
this is your glowy ball. So go ahead and make an attack.
Yeah, use that.
This one,
Would
I
that
don't.
be advantage?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it would have advantage.
Because it's based off of it, not me. Did that hit?
Yes, it did.
Poof.
Nice. That is enough. It also goes down. All right, that was action and bonus action. Would you like to move?
Is Brick inside my circle?
I'm going to say he's close enough.
All right. Otherwise, I'd move 1 space over to the right. But sure. Yeah, we're good.
Also, I'm doing some reading, and I don't feel like it makes sense. I don't feel like it makes sense in terms of like the reality of the game, but I feel like in this specific scenario, you should have had advantage.
I guess it worked out anyway.
That's bizarre. I'll have to remember that for the future. Anyway, all right. Asmir, you're up.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's try this. I have to keep rolling it. Okay.
Just a level 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Testing it out to see if it even works.
It does work. They sort of smash into him. All right. That was your action. Anything else?
Um, I think I'm good for now.
All right. It is other Alex's turn, and boy, is he hurt. He is also going to use Second Wind. "17 hit points, pretty good. And then he's going to press the attack. First swing is not enough. Second swing is. Eight points of slashing damage. At the end of other Alex's turn, Oh, and other Alex does get that temp HP. Yeah, I think he's got to keep going for it. Wilhelm is going to use some legendary actions to recharge his breath weapon and use it immediately. And he is going to aim straight down the barrel at Alex and Tiny again, because this guy, even though he is a warped, corrupted shadow dragon multidimensional monstrosity, is in fact a general and knows you should take down the healer. So I'm going to need other Alex and Tiny to make Constitution saving throws.
Can I just bluff and say I can't heal?
I'm not a healer, I swear.
So Tiny saves. Woof. So that's 22 damage for Tiny. Nobody's resistant to necrotic or something, are they? This would be a good time for that. Other Alex makes his con save. Oof. Other Alex is short. Other Alex takes 45 points of damage, putting him at 1 HP and prone. So 22. So Tiny, you need to pass a DC 11 Constitution saving throw to keep your greater invisibility spell up.
Wah, wah, wah.
The blast of chaotic, multidimensional energy smashes into you, and you lose your grasp of the spell. For just a moment, you are not one Tiny. You are 15 different Tinies, casting 15 different spells, and you forget which spell you're casting before you snap back into the present, but your spell is already fading.
I was so hoping you were going to say that I just got 15 random spells cast, and that was going to be amazing.
That would be.
All right. So just for fun, how do you want to do this? Yeah. Asmir, roll 1d6 for me. All right. Oh, nope. Sorry, that was a very alarming thing.
I was going to say, what?
He did not
3.
cast a giant fireball. A shadow detaches from the column of smoke and golden mist. And there's a new shadowy warrior in the fight. And it is going to lash out at Jack. Nowhere close, only a 6. And then it is Wilhelm's turn. He does not recharge his breath weapon. He's definitely going to go after other Alex. Dang it, and I let y'all off the hook again and forgot his aura. 20 to hit.
I want to maneuver that since I'm now in reach.
So yeah, you can make an attack against him. Or is that... Oh, yeah, you're right. So if you are a creature... yeah.
Within 5.
So go ahead and mark off one use. but he is going to swing again, and he has advantage. .23 to hit. And that was your reaction.
For the first one, I can't stop the second one.
Yeah. His blade comes down. Maybe not fully lucid. It's hard to tell if he definitely recognizes these translucent wings and lashes out from reflex. And other Alex goes down again, covered in wounds. Jack, it's your turn.
I don't like being visible. I didn't know how amazing invisibleness was. Especially when attacking doesn't take me out of it. But here we are. So, oh, you gave me something that allowed me to teleport away from stuff.
Yes, when you disengage, you can teleport 10 feet as part of your movement.
But I have to use my bonus action to disengage.
Yes.
Okay. Um, well, I am going to use my bonus action, and I'll do, I'll use my rabbit hop ability, which is basically the same thing. I can move 10 feet away without provoking an attack of opportunity. And then I will continue over to the other side of the because I'm still hasted, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can do that with my movement. And then I'll use my action to attack Wilhelm. But not at advantage anymore. 27?
That hits.
No sneak attack either because both those guys are down. Unless the wolves count as...
Nope, they are just
Yep.
representations of special attacks.
Yep, so 8 psychic damage. And then I will use my hasted attack to do it again. 24 to hit
Yep.
for 8 psychic damage.
All right, he is still standing, but he was unhappy with how that went.
And now Tiny can move to the side if he wants, away from that wraith.
Yeah, you know what? You just get right behind me. Or Tiny could revive other Alex, so I can have a turn to actually fight.
Tiny will do what
Good
Tiny
key.
wants.
You know what? You're not wrong.
All right. It is Alex's turn.
So there's no way I can get any advantage, can I?
Not from flanking.
This is killing me. Well, we might as well attack him. That's what I expected.
Yep, that is not going to hit. That is going to hit, though.
How about 28? 28 will hit him.
Nice. Do you want to make a bonus action attack or use Warder's Reach?
I got a bonus action attack. Oh, I was so close. I rolled a 19.
Yep. Still a hit, which is pretty good. Nice. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. That brings us to Brick again. What is the Brick gonna do? Yeah, I think that he is going to play it a little safe. Which is usually not his style, but also he doesn't want to die. He's going to shift down and get more securely into Twilight Sanctuary. He's going to throw a hand axe, which is not going to hit. And then order Ares and Athena to attack. Oof. Ares misses. Athena misses. Yikes. He just rolled 5, 4, 3 in sequence. All right. Tiny, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at the dude.
All right. Make a spell attack roll. That will hit.
I rolled so many ones. Holy cow.
It is still a very good hit. He is really showing some wear, even with this. Magical reboot, he is struggling.
Then I will also use my spiritual weapon.
All right.
Does that get the advantage
Yes, so that
of
is an
the guiding bolt?
advantage. Let's go ahead and roll again.
With advantage.
Yeah, now just roll one more time and it'll even it out. That is not going to hit, unfortunately. He swings that massive greatsword and just sort of batters your weapon away. That was action, bonus action. Would you like to move?
I'll take a couple steps back.
Oh, whoops, they're no longer concentrating. All right, it is other Alex's turn, but he is down. This is going to get real messy now. So he's going to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw against Shadow of the World Dragon. He does not succeed. That is going to be his first failed death save. Then on his turn, he will roll another death save. flat. He fails that save. He is at 2 failed death saves. And Wilhelm is going to use his legendary action. Wilhelm takes a huge breath, and again you see all of these pillars and walls of shadow around you bend towards him. And as he spends his legendary actions, he recharges his Breath of the World Dragon. Asmir, you are going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Um,
So that is a success. So you only take 17 points of damage. But that means I'm going to need a concentration check. So give me another Constitution saving throw.
saving throw.
Yep. You maintain haste, which is really good because it's going to suck when it wears off.
All right, yeah. There's the exhaustion thing.
So,
Yeah, I was trying to remember. There was something.
a huge, swirling, spiraling column of black extra-dimensional fire roars forward. Asmir manages to sort of blunt the impact, deflecting it to the side with an arcane shield. Other Alex is completely in the path. He is inundated with this dark dimensional energy. And that is his third failed death save. You see the wings on his back flicker for a second, and then they come apart, feathers raining down onto his back and the ground around him. He is dead.
Is that the one Tiny and I knew, or
Yes.
the one? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I look over at Jack and I wink.
I look back at you a little confused.
All right. It is the Shadow's turn. It is going to go after Tiny. Only an 8 to hit. But Wilhelm burns his last legendary action this turn. Give it another swing, which is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Tiny takes 6 points of slashing damage.
Oh, whoops. I'm looking at myself. I thought you were talking about Wilhelm.
No worries.
I
Yeah, the
lied.
Shadow. He commanded the Shadow. That's how he used his last legendary.
Yep, I wasn't paying attention for some reason.
No worries. So now it is his turn, though. And he's going to roll to recharge his breath weapon, which he does not, which is keeping y'all alive. So, sort of looking at what's happening here, Wilhelm's going to make an intelligence check in this moment. Let's see how smart he is. He is not. He is going to keep wailing away at. He just steps forward. Oh, he doesn't even have to step forward, does he? Nope. He is just going to take 2 swings at Alex. First one is a miss.
Oof.
Second one is a miss.
Ooh.
These dice have real hot and cold streaks. All right. Jack, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna move again. I've got the temp HP for now. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the circle and move. Whoops. Over here, so we're less grouped up. And I'm gonna attack. 12 probably doesn't hit.
12 does not.
Bonus action 21.
21 does hit.
Doing 8. Am I stuck on 8? That's 3 times in a row I've rolled 8 psychic damage. Then I'll use my hasted action to do it one more time. 18.
18 also hits.
8 damage again.
All right. Y'all are wearing him down. No big hits, but he is hurt. And he is hurt enough, in fact, that I think he's going to go ahead and... He is not going to
Just
sit
die.
on his breath weapon. He's going to go ahead and... No, he's going to use
Please
this just because we
retreat.
haven't gotten to use it yet. Wilhelm flickers. And appears here.
No, he doesn't.
Wilhelm uses Splinters of Possibility. You see him draw in this black cloud like he's going to use another breath weapon. But instead, he lets out this horrible draconic roar and stomps. And when he stomps, you see reality itself fracture. You see 10,000 different versions of this fight. One after another. And suddenly a different iteration of this fight snaps into being. You all are wrenched very briefly into a strange, altered series of events. And reality snaps back together, and you are... 3 of you and Wilhelm are not standing where you were. And I'm actually going to need... Yeah, this affects everybody. I need everybody to make a charisma saving throw.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone who was teleported and everyone who ended up within 5 feet of a teleport.
So not me?
Yep, Yep, you also got teleported.
Oh, should I be somewhere else then?
Are you
Yeah, he
not?
moved you.
Are you not registering as somewhere else?
No. Let me reload my game.
No, you moved. That's where I dropped you. You're 30 feet from where you were. You were like here. Oh,
I just reloaded.
Oh,
yeah, you did get moved. You were like 30 feet closer.
yeah.
All right. So
Oh, I thought everyone else moved.
uh, everyone everyone moved except for Tiny and Asmir and the dead people and
Okay.
the dogs.
Sorry. Let me roll that charisma save.
Oh, I don't know why I'm sitting here waiting for Brick's save. And Brick does
Yeah.
save. All right. So this only happens to Tiny. Tiny takes 12 points of necrotic damage.
I mean, you had some temp HP, right, Tiny? From your aura?
Nope, that ended.
No, every turn you should be getting it.
Yeah, concentration got destroyed, didn't it?
No, your concentration was greater invisibility.
Yeah.
Oh,
The other thing is every turn. That's your channel divinity thing. No concentration on that.
Yeah, you have some really obnoxious abilities that functionally can only be stopped if you die or you run out of time.
that was 12 points necrotic.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Was that the end of Jack's turn? Yes. Alex, you're up.
Whew. I'm so glad he actually moved. I really am. 15. 30. I'll take the attack of opportunity. Don't even care.
Oh, all right. It swings. Does not hit.
Whew, good. So now I get to lay into him with advantage. Awesome. First one's still going to be a miss with advantage. 18.
18 does hit.
Oh. For 12.
All right.
21.
21 hits.
For 14. And then is it like a bonus action to action surge, or is it just like bonus action then I can action surge and redo this all again?
Action Surge is its own separate thing.
Well, then I'm supposed to roll that with advantage. I forgot I hit that advantage. Crazy to get a crit. $13 on that. And then we're going to action surge. Because this is my moment. I was waiting for advantage, so I knew I'd at least hit like almost all my attacks.
Jeez.
One more for the Tingarans. All right, now that'll end my turn.
How do you want to finish him?
This time Alex is pissed off because other Alex is dead. We were actually bonding. All his friends are hurt, and Alex has gotten hurt. So I actually come down there, just charging mad, slam into the backside. He's looking at Aaron, knocking him down, and just start wailing my guest arm on his back. Just stab after stab after stab until eventually he stops moving, and then Alex stabs a few more times just to make sure he never gets back up again.
The chorus of Wilhelm voices scream as this very brutal finisher takes place. You see that as you sort of stab into him with each slash and stab and blow, some of this black smoke and fire leaks out of him. He gets smaller, but not in a clean, healed sort of way. But instead, he almost looks like he was overinflated. He is bleeding freely at his all of his joints, where he was venting this black flame. And instead, he is now freely pouring blood, and even that rapidly stops. The tyrant of the hinterlands, General Wilhelm, this figure who has tormented everyone you knew your entire childhood, is finally dead. Everyone give me a perception check. So, only Alex and Tiny, you notice as the last bit of blood sort of runs out of Wilhelm. You don't know if it's a sound or if it's something moving at the edge of your vision, but you suddenly turn towards this golden mist laced shadow, just in time to watch it explode. Each column in this wall of shadow, they suddenly become geysers, and the whole area is suddenly flooded with extra-dimensional darkness. Asmir, you are walking through a village, or what used to be a village. It's not even on fire anymore, because the flames that ripped through here burned so hot and so fast that anything remotely combustible is already gone. There is only the stone skeleton of this village scorched black. You can see the shadow of human silhouettes scattered around the town. As you step forward, you see your own hands briefly pass into your vision, but they are not your hands. They are the inverse of a flame, a flickering shadow given the faintest hint of substance. This body that is not yours, yet is somehow familiar, stops in the center of town. And it starts to make this dry, bubbling, coughing sound. And it gets louder, and it rises in pitch, and you realize that whatever this thing is is laughing. Tiny. This darkness washes over you, and your whole vision is filled with darkness. But it doesn't fade. After a moment, your eyes adjust, and you realize that you have a strange, deep purple tinted vision. You are standing in a cavern so deep into the world that perhaps no other humanoid creature has ever been this far. Your clothing is ragged. It smells horrible, but you don't notice that anymore. You are communing with something. There is a patch of shadow that is darker than darkness, and it writhes, and it moves, and it speaks to you. For a moment, you think you hear its voice, but your mind can't comprehend it, and you are gone. Alex. This darkness washes over you, and you find yourself seated on a throne. A glorious throne, sitting high above some royal chamber. Soldiers in black uniforms and black armor are arrayed around you, as your advisors stand in a half circle behind you, occasionally leaning forward to whisper some piece of insight or advice. You see a crest on a huge tapestry hanging above massive double doors in front of you. And on the crest is a massive black raven with two dark wings larger than its body. And you feel something moving on your shoulder blades as you shuffle your feathers and readjust. Jack. The darkness hits, and you find yourself on a battlefield. You hear the sounds of war and violence all around you. You don't recognize any of these uniforms or banners, only some strange constancy of violence and war. A soldier comes charging at you and starts to swing a longsword down at your head. You step to the side, and left-handed, faster than the eye can see, it's hard to say if you have drawn this weapon or plucked it out of the air, but you are holding a rapier. Somehow both silver and crystalline, but there is a sort of black rotted tarnish running down its length. And for a second you would almost swear that it's moving. Like a whip, you rake this rapier back and forth twice across this charging soldier, leaving no visible wound. But his eyes fill up purple and black, and he screams. And you realize that you only have this left hand, and your right is gone. And in case he watches this later, Brick. The darkness washes over him, and he is left standing atop a high mountain. a blizzard swirls around him, filled with both snow but also a strange, crackling blue-white lightning. And from his vantage point, he looks down over the whole of the hinterlands. Broad, sweeping, beautiful fields as far as the eye can see. But they are buried in snow. The blizzard that even now faintly rotates above his head extends out forever. Snow and wind and arcane lightning falling on every single thing within sight. And then everything snaps back. The shadow recesses as fast as it exploded, leaving only faint gold and black sparks on the ground to show where it once was. How do your characters respond to this?
While everybody is trying to deal with that, I sneak over to dead Alex and I check his pulse real quick, and then I crouch down on his face and I just teabag him. And while I'm doing that, I cast Revivify.
How long did those visions last? Is that enough time to bring him back up?
This is an
This is
interesting
the cold
question.
boss fight. Alex is never coming back.
So we're going to do something a little different with this. So you start to channel this spell. And you feel the magic starting to run through you. Has Tiny ever revived someone with this spell before?
We'll say yes.
When you've used this spell in the past, it's been quick. It's little more than a particularly powerful healing spell, shocking the body back into motion through a surge of healing magic. This is the first time you have ever struggled to cast this spell. You feel the mass of healing power. You feel it building in your chest, where these spells are constructed and poured out. But it hits the edge of other Alex's frame, and you feel resistance. Give me an Arcana check. You notice that there are clinging, flickering sparks of this black fire. They seem to have accumulated around him. As you look at this, you actually realize that some of these same sparks are clinging to you. Something is strange here. Do you want to try and push the spell?
Yeah, I get real frustrated and I like take off my pants and I just keep teabagging him, trying to make it work.
Okay,
I'm
hi,
like,
Alex. Yeah,
why
coming
isn't it
back.
working? Why isn't it
notice
working?
this, and like notice what Tiny's doing. Try getting like a healing potion, or help him out here.
So we're gonna do. Let me generate a number real quick. So you push this spell, trying to drive past this resistance. And these sparks are starting to flare up. You actually watch as they start to grow and expand. They become less like sparks and more like tiny tears in the world. Through them, you see glimpses of other things in other places. I'm going to have you make. We're just going to call this a wisdom check. To try and see if you can. Let's see. So you apply more pressure to this spell, more power. And these tears are growing wider. You feel some of the energy now actually slipping into the tears, almost like they're feeding them. Alex still doesn't stir. Do you want to try again?
No, I just sadly get up and zip up my pants.
Have to roll for pants now.
These tears hang
And I
for a
whisper,
moment.
I'm sorry.
These tears hang for a moment in the air above Alex. And as you look through them, you can actually see. You realize that you're seeing other versions of this moment. And in each one, there is an Alex lying on the ground here. The dusty road underneath slowly staining red. You see an Alex in black leathers. An Alex who looks a little more feral and wild than the one you know, with a huge bow strapped to his back. You see another Alex in grand black and gold armor, with huge black wings crumpled around him. You see all these different versions of Alex falling in this place. And then these tiny tears start to heal shut. And then, as the last one closes and dissipates, the sparks are no longer clinging to Alex. He is just still.
So to everybody else, does this look like I just walked up to Alex's dead body and teabagged him?
Yeah.
Sounds like yes.
Yeah, pretty much. I just thought it was a weird ritual between friends or something.
Alex, give me a perception check with advantage. You see, just like what fell, the strange glowing feather that was left by the dying rune work of General Gear. You see this translucent floating feather. It's sort of hovering in the air above the other Alex's back.
I'm gonna go grab it this time before no one else can.
You get the impression no one else sees it. As you walk over, the glow intensifies. And once you touch it, all of the feathers that had fallen to the ground around this other Alex, they dissolve into dust and blow away. And you feel something moving on your back. Give me a Constitution saving throw. There is a rush of pain through your body. Whatever this power is, it presses against you. For a moment, you feel a bone-deep terror, as if something awful is unfolding, some primal dread. But after just a moment, it changes. And it's no longer a fear outside of yourself, a thing that you're afraid of. You feel it as it shifts and becomes a fear that radiates out of you. And now the rest of you can see as, just like for the other Alex, these nearly transparent wings seem to rip out of the back of Alex, almost like they're growing in place. His armor is untouched, but there is still a disturbingly painful and organic quality to what you're seeing. Alex, what do these wings look like?
Well, they're the wings of eagles. They look majestic. They're like a solid black, almost as black as the smoke as they rest behind Alex's back. And yet the ends have like a golden flare to them on the tips, as if it's solid black from the top down. But then once he gets towards the ends of the feathers, it turns to like a golden brown to a very golden hue color, all in like a smooth, natural transition.
So the rest of you see these wings, and for a moment you feel that same dread that Alex felt. And then it sort of resolves. It no longer feels like a fear that is pressing down on you, but instead almost like knowing that there's something scary standing behind you but that it is on your side. So what would you all like to do?
Well, I would love the opportunity to bury other Alex and Gear, but probably not here where they die. Somewhere special, like Gear in the village that he protected. Other Alex, I'm thinking in the Alex family graveyard. There's going to be Alex here from whatever world. I'll probably have to pick Jack and Tiny Dayfoot names on their names of the world they want to call it they came from. And that's going to be inscribed on his gravestone. So then when my Alex dies, it'll just be buried right next to him. That way the Alex, because we're practically brothers, if not identical twins. So we'll just be buried next to each other. And the world will forget. The world will never know that one Alex never came from here. And then for General Wilhelm, I want to strip his armor so that when we march into the capital, we can put it up on a post to display his empty armor as like a trophy to psychologically manipulate the guards.
Could see that.
For how angry I am for how he treated my people. That's kind of what Alex wants to do.
Yeah.
Can I get a crash course of what I missed this session so far?
The Wilhelm did crazy stuff. Other Alex died. There was some teabagging. It didn't help any. Nothing could revive him. That's probably the short of it. I can't think of anything else important that happened.
Alrighty.
Reset. I can't hear Harry if you're talking to him.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's on there.
I'm here.
Uh-huh.
Let me refresh.
Oh. Now we're losing everyone.
I feel like this is a weird running
Can you hear me
joke.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Did you think they were doing a bit or something?
I'm not going to say that has not been done before in this group. So
I legit couldn't hear him.
something else that happened towards the end, all of the sort of extra dimensional shadow here, this thing that you all have generally associated with Tiamat, all of it sort of exploded at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone caught a glimpse, what you all would recognize as visions of things you saw in the obsidian mirror.
Nope.
Also, everybody give me a perception check with advantage.
Say everybody.
Yep.
Perception.
All right. So I think everybody notices this. Which is a little awkward because I need one more second to finish.
Harry, you missed it. Alex did a lot of damage and took out the boss twice. Took Wilhelm out twice.
Good. I
He made
mean,
them.
Hacked and slashed him.
Well, we tried to get fancy to the end, and it really backfired fast.
All right. So what you all notice is actually something that Tiny noticed. These black sparks have. So for Tiny and Jack, these black sparks are clinging to you. The rest of you find that these black sparks are clinging to items in your possession. Give me just a second to drop all these in. So, Brick, if you'll reload. Why isn't this item showing up? I know why. There we go. It's weird that I can't give you all a homebrew item without turning on custom content for your whole character. Tiny has his. All right. Everyone has a new thing in their inventory.
Oh, okay.
Alex, you now have Wings of the Black Seraph. This is the thing that you took that Gear had left. The wings have 5 charges. Regain all charges at dusk each day. As a bonus action, you can grant yourself a fly speed equal to your walking speed until the end of your turn. If you spend 1 charge as part of the bonus action, it instead lasts for 1 minute. Also, when you deal damage to a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 charge in your bonus action to surround the target with a whirling cloud of phantasmal black feathers. Make an intimidation check against them with a DC equal to 10, plus the creature's CR. If you succeed, the creature is frightened by you until the end of its next turn, and you gain 10 hit points. And
See that.
Jack, you find that one of your weapons has been warped. Your plain rapier is now a disturbingly familiar silver and black tarnish finish. But you can feel it humming with additional power. It is now the unlucky blade of Maledict Jack.
My alter ego.
Tiny, you have picked up the Black Tome of the Devouring Dark. It has the same properties as your Amulet of the Devout, but now you can spend charges from this item to add additional properties to your spells, depending on what they do. Brick. You find your hand wraps have changed. You now have the Hands of the Witch King. They still give you an attack and damage bonus, but now they deal additional lightning damage on each hit. And when you deal damage to a creature, you can expend a charge to mark them. The mark lasts for a minute. As a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of a marked creature. When you do, all creatures marked by you must make a dexterity saving throw against your key save DC or take lightning damage. Oh, and Asmir, I have to give you your thing.
Oh, right.
Your mimic infused rod has changed.
Mhm.
It is now an approximately 2 foot long bar of solid, seething darkness covered in black sparks.
Mm.
When you cast a spell that would deal fire damage, you can instead have it deal necrotic damage, or if you cast a spell that would deal necrotic damage, you can instead have it do fire damage.
Huh.
When you reduce a creature to 0 hit points with a spell of first level or higher, you gain hit points equal to half your level or the amount of damage dealt, whichever is lower. And that is the actual health it has left, not like the total amount of damage you deal, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
All right, does anyone else have any immediate things they would like to do?
Um, not. I don't know if I would. How immediate it is, but if we're burying other Alex or my Alex, I suppose, I definitely want to help with that. But I also want to talk to everyone here, and try to. We don't necessarily have to role play it out, but basically make it understood that, like, figure out that, hey, we're not from here. Do you guys have any idea what we can do to get back?
Yeah,
Um,
that's actually an excellent point. So, you all, so Tiny and Jack, you have put together something is very off here. Especially having seen the other Alex appear and knowing that Fort Cardatus is different than this in your world. You all have sort of pieced a little bit of this together. Alex, Brick, and Asmir, you just straight up don't know who this rabbit and dwarf are, but they did just help you fight Wilhelm. So I'll let you all. Yeah, I think we should probably do that scene. How do you all sort of introduce yourselves in this moment?
um, I don't really know if we're doing it on the battlefield. I don't know if we really would. Um, I'd probably be fairly distraught over losing Alex, especially after being transported here and seeing everyone else that I was traveling with die as well, knowing it's just me and Tiny left.
I mean, I'm guessing at this point, yeah, all the characters are kind of understanding that these two new versions of us, like in a different reality or something, I guess you could call it. But yeah, so like on some level, we know that we know them, but we don't know them.
But yeah, if we can fast forward a little bit into the future where maybe I'm not as distraught at
Mm.
losing things and thinking a little more rationally, um, I would basically just be like, guys, you don't know me, but I think I know you. I think Tiny and I both know you guys. Um, but we're not from here, and I I think I want to get back. Our world has the same issues that yours does, but we were losing. Um, I don't even. I think we need to get back, and can we get back, or is it even worth it?
So my Alex, as he's saying, as he's like kneeling down next to General Gear or Vale, Gear, Morning Lost, he simply mentions, "For us right now in this field, we do not know. We know what's here in front of us. We know there's loss and death, and that our worlds are similar but different due to the choices that everyone has made that have altered the time and reality. My best answer is once we get back to the sanctuary on the turtle, we have some amazing mages there that will know more and be able to direct you guys better on your next step forward to going back home.
Yes.
But right now, I think it's a time to think about our future steps. For me, Brick, and Asmir, as our fight's still not over, and yours is picking up in your own time. Alex is very sad right now. His master's dead. Oh, so dead.
So, what you all, the characters, would remember, who haven't had a 3-year break from this campaign, back on Shorewood, or Village on Shorewood, there is Varix Illen, the sort of mad genius wizard whose equipment y'all retrieved from the Mimic Dungeon. If anybody can figure out extra dimensional travel, it's going to be him. So you all have this sort of. Go ahead.
Nope, you keep going.
Oh, so you all sort of have this somewhat awkward introduction, but you have a surprising amount of time to deal with this. With Wilhelm gone, his forces are in complete disarray. All this started because he suddenly uprooted 2/3 of his army and started marching them across the plains for no reason. So they are out in the field, exposed. You all know that the resistance forces are going to be currently sweeping them out to the sea, with them either surrendering or being destroyed. Without their forts and their walls, they cannot stand up to the resistance forces and their allies. So you know that the resistance forces are marching this way, but you all are able to drag out a cart. You all are able to drag out a cart and begin to make your way back up the road, heading towards Crestwood. Yes. Crestwood, the village where Alex grew up, both Alexes, interestingly enough, and where Gear lived for over a decade. You have Wilhelm's armor already sort of loosely rigged up as a sort of scarecrow. Did you want to leave it here on the walls?
Yeah, if we can, if the black fog is gone, then I would love to just put it right up there.
Yeah.
The big FU to everyone, to all of his followers.
And there
When
was
it comes to
something
the,
sort
Is
of.
this amazing armor that we would want to keep?
I mean, it's definitely fancy armor.
If it's just like ornamental, then yeah, go with it. But if there's anything special about it,
I mean, I would say it's It's definitely magical armor, but I wouldn't say that it's better magical armor than what you all have.
Look, Tiny, if you want, I'll let you have other Alex's armor.
No worries.
So yeah, there's this. There may be some extra poignancy to this moment as you sort of rig up Wilhelm's armor, and with your newfound wings, are able to fly yourself up onto these ramparts with a nearly superhuman level of strength. You're able to just stab this post, cracking into the stone and leaving his warped, indented, and bloody armor hanging above Fort Cardatus like a totem. It's honestly sort of terrifying to the surviving soldiers. The people who are left here are the dregs, and they are terrified as Wilhelm's armor is placed above the walls. And you all make your way up the road to Crestwood with this sort of grim totem still hanging in the distance until the fort finally passes out of sight. You have probably half a day's worth of travel to get there. If y'all remember, you had to sort of sneak through field after field to get here without engaging with more of Wilhelm's army. So as you all sort of trundle up the road, how's everyone feeling?
Tired.
Yeah, Alex is pretty tired as well. He is we've been through a lot today.
And confusing. It's been confused
Tired and sad.
and sad. Maybe a little hungry.
I think Jack is sad for sure, but also questioning uh his luck a little bit. Trying to decide if he's uh lucky to have survived where most of his other friends didn't. Well, him and Tiny, because he believes Tiny to be lucky as well. Um, or if somehow they're unlucky because their world, they may have doomed their world to destruction.
I'm also going to have all of you make an Arcana check with advantage.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom.
All right. Well, I think this works because, especially because you two were sort of talking around this issue. This idea of wanting to go back, of how that's possible. And something sort of cuts through as you think about it. What does it mean that there are seals on more than one version of this world? Something about that feels important in a way that you don't maybe, that none of you might perhaps have the arcane background to fully understand, but something about that is troubling. It really changes what you all know about what's been unfolding. So you all make your way back to Crestwood. Alex, do you tell your family about do you tell your family about sort of what happened with other Alex?
I kind of have to. It's going to become the Alex family secret. Besides everyone else who's witnessed and knew the other Alex existed, because we put like a cloth over him, and we're just it's just a body that no one knows. But then, and the confines of Alex's family house, Alex he does a little deeper as he unveils the cloth, and it's hey, it's Alex, but it's not Alex dead.
So, do you let your younger brother and sister see this?
No,
Okay.
they have to be older.
Uh,
They are kicked out as well. This is like you're 18 and up, maybe six. I guess 16 if since medieval age shrinkage, maybe 16 and up. Get to be in on this information. Maybe I'm thinking 18 mostly. We're gonna go 18 and up. Have to get to be in on the information of what happened. Why is there another Alex dead?
so really, this is just between you and your mother, because
Pretty
your
much.
siblings are 16 and 14. That's Sarah and Varric. So I think quite against their will, they are sort of pushed out of the room. Um, there's a small cemetery on the edge of town. Nothing as formal as what you would find in a city, but a designated place where villagers are buried, and it's vaguely sectioned off with family members close together. And you all bury the other Alex.
Now here's the problem. Do I ask mother if we should take other Alex's armor so that when Varric gets older and wants to be an adventurer, we'll have a good set of armor to go off in and be safer.
It's not a bad idea.
I hate to grave rob, but also it'd be good it's amazing hand me down gear. I mean, this is top of the line gear right here.
Well, and also assuming that, I mean, you're very close to this version of Alex. This is not the gap between you and this strange enthroned figure that you saw. This is more of a very recent branching of your story. So, would Alex want to leave something like that for his family?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, you know what he would want, and so you set that aside. Um, you also know, as an adventurer, and perhaps slightly with a slightly guilty thought, um, having magic stuff in graves not only can sometimes have weird side effects, but it also really incentivizes grave robbing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there's a strange, shocked atmosphere in the village. Some of the villagers have started to regroup, coming back from where they fled into the fields as Morin soldiers poured through. Folks don't really know what to make of this yet. Some people are celebrating, but not as many as you would think. Not that they were happy with Wilhelm, but I think that they're not sure yet what this means. So other Alex is buried, his gear tucked away in a chest that only your mother knows about, and then pushed into the back corner of the cellar beneath the house. You all know that the resistance forces will handle the rest of things well enough for now. Do you want to make your way back to Shorewood?
Okay, I say yes.
I think Alex will lag behind and stay in the village for a couple extra days.
So you've got a little bit. You all would know Shorewood. Now that Wilhelm is defeated and the army is being sort of mopped up, Shorewood was going to sort of circle around this continent over the course of a couple of days and sort of plant himself offshore out past the bay near Fort Cardatus. So out past the Amaranthine Bay, you all are able to secure a ship and make your way to village on Shorewood. It has to be a little bit strange. It's become home for you all, each in your own world, but Jack and Tiny, you know that this is not going to be the same place. A lot of things will be similar, but off. But for all of you, there is perhaps still something reassuring as the huge bulk of Shorewood, this nascent world turtle, comes into view, gently treading water in the distance. You can see that Shorewood has continued to grow and new land has formed around the edges of the village, and resistance workers are rapidly putting up new buildings or carving out new fields. Brick, you see some of the slabs helping out, easily lifting like giant stacks of wood over their head or carrying barrels full of supplies. Shorewood continues to grow, and the resistance has just made a major win. And the next step is Cardia and General Morin himself. But we'll talk about that more next time. I'm going to go ahead and cut off our stream.